everybody. Welcome to the Psychic Hour. I'm Christy Brower, here with my sister, co-host, and partner in all things psychic, Katie Weaver. Hey, Katie.
Hello.
How's it going?
That intro is just too short.
I know.
Takes me by surprise every time.
Me too, because our other intro is a lot longer. We should probably make that one longer, because, yeah, it does come up quick.
We both look startled, like, oh, God, it's time.
Oh, it's here. Hi, guys. That's super funny. Well, how are you?
I'm great. Yeah.
Just how are the puppies? We all want to know. You know.
Oh my goodness. They're so freaking cute. We took them with us today. We had 2 long days. I've talked about this before, but my husband's a home inspector and he has occasional really long days where he has like a ton. And yesterday we had like 26 inspections and today we had, well, like 6. So It wasn't as long of a day, but a further drive to get to the ones we needed to do. So we brought the babies because that's a long day for them to be home alone too. And at any rate, they were so cute in the car. They laid on us and slept on us and were so darling. It was just hard to believe.
Oh.
And then just as we got home or got back to town, I had to run a quick errand for softball and Scott was holding him in the car and they peed and pooped on him.
Oh, yeah. They're babies.
Yeah. So, their name was Mud and so was mine. But, it's what it is. Lynn, if I can catch them, I will let you see. They're here in my office with me, but they're currently rumbling with their brother. So if they get close, I'll pick somebody up.
Yeah, not better.
Not have a scene like I did last night trying to pick one of them up.
I'm sure everybody would love to see them, though.
Yes. They want to come with their cute faces.
Welcome to the chat. Barbara, Sherry, Renee, RJ, Lynn, Moonbeam, Bianca, Jessica, and Jess. Nice to have you here. And if you're just joining, if you can, jump on into the chat either on Facebook or YouTube. And if you're joining us after the fact, welcome. We are glad that you're here. And the Psychic Hour is kind of laid back. We just have some fun. And we always, hello, likes. How are you, Lillian? It's nice to see you. One of the things, Jeannie, welcome, that we like to start the Psychic Hour off with is what'd you have for dinner? So, Katie, what'd you have for dinner?
First of all, Bruno did come within my periphery, so I grabbed him.
Oh, Bruno.
So this is Bruno. We'll see if he just wants to sit here and be super nice.
Hey, Deb, welcome. Bruno, it's so cute.
No dinner yet for me or Bruno, but he's going to have puppy chow.
Oh, well, good. Okay.
I have a roast in the oven. We're going to have a pot roast and mashed potatoes.
Ooh, nice.
I know. It sounded amazing.
Yes, that does. I haven't had anything yet either, but I think we're having some P.F. Chang's Chinese out of the freezer because we've both been really busy today and haven't really had a chance to even think about dinner yet.
Yeah, I hear you.
Welcome, Pamela. Nice to see you. Got so many of you here. Renee, so nice to have you all here. Let's see. What did everybody have for dinner here? Looks like Jessica's had soup. Nice. Jessica, I love soup. I could eat soup every single day. I'm a big fan. Bianca is having beef stew. Sherry, a turkey burger. Nice. Moonbeam, pasta with roasted veggies. Barbara, wild caught shrimp cocktail with cheese and crackers. Wow. Wild caught. I don't even know what to say about that, being that I'm from a very landlocked state.
Right. That means not farmed, right? Because farmed fish can be like not healthy. Yeah. I think.
I didn't know they farmed shrimp.
Maybe they. I don't know.
Well, Barbara said wild caught shrimp. So listen. I don't know.
We know nothing.
No. I mean, you want to know stuff about like trout and perch? We can talk. But when it comes to seafood, I don't know. Let's see.
Yeah.
Lillian had tacos. Deb had a BLT. Lynn had cheese dogs. Renee says, I had fish and cooked spinach. Oh, we had dental work today, so you had to go soft. Darn it.
Yeah.
Let's see. Pamela, a turkey sub. And Lynn, you think yours is boring? I don't mind a cheese dog here and there.
Me neither.
I mean, yeah. Yeah, isn't that puppy sweet? He's so sweet.
Look, he's getting really, look at that. Maybe he's going to sack out. Look at that. Oh, I'm getting so tired.
So handsome.
We have I hate to say slaughterhouse, but I guess that's what it is. That sounds awful. When we were children, our parents farmed pigs,
Yeah.
and we would sometimes ride with our grandpa to Twin Falls, which is quite a ways from us, from their
Hmm.
farms, a
Oh,
few
yeah.
hours. And even now, we still buy Falls brand whenever we can because they're local-ish to
Hmm.
us. And we don't
Yep.
really eat pork so much at my house anymore. We eat bacon, but that's it because
Since you have pet pigs, that's
due
kind
to the
of.
pigs that live here, yeah, it seems like a terrible idea. But they have really good, like all beef hot dogs and stuff like that. That's pretty well local to us. So we try to buy from them as much as we can. And they have amazing hot dogs.
They do. Yes. Barbara, oh yes, healthy if not farm raised. Farm raised. I'm originally from the Northwest and grew up on fresh fish. See, so
Ah,
did we, but we grew up on freshwater fish.
mm-hmm,
And I have a real problem with sea fish in seafood, mostly
mm-hmm.
because we went river to table same day. Like
Yeah,
stuff that's been frozen or that's been refrigerated for a while, I cannot do it
mm-hmm,
after having been so very spoiled with,
mm-hmm,
our dad would come home with trout or perch or something and he would
mm-hmm.
fillet it and cook it for dinner.
Yeah,
So it's kind of ruined me on any other kind of fish.
yeah, agreed. Well, except for
Cy,
halibut,
welcome. Good evening.
I can do halibut and cod, like Alaskan halibut and cod. Oh, good Lord.
I don't like cod, but I can do halibut
Mm-hmm.
if it's real fresh. Yes, but that is hard.
Yeah, it is.
Aaron, vegetable stir fry in progress. Nice,
Well, there you
nice.
go. Good job.
That sounds very good.
Noise. Well, I have a
Well,
little show and
yeah,
tell.
let's see your show and tell. Katie's got some stuff. Sherry, you don't eat
So,
seafood. Yeah, I can't do it either.
you know what Jim Gaffigan says? He calls them sea bugs.
I
I can
Yeah,
eat crab, but I don't understand why people like lobster so much. Maybe I've just had it wrong, but lobster tail to me is very rubbery and I don't like it at all. But crab
mhm.
is fine. Clams are fine, but shrimp, I'm real iffy on too. Yeah.
Yeah, I can't do it. Lynn says, born in Montana, raised in Wyoming, live in New Hampshire,
Yeah.
don't like seafood at all. See, I think it's us,
Yeah.
freshwater fish people that
Hmm.
it's weird.
Yeah.
Barbara, oh, same here. We did clams in the morning and catch our salmon during the day, nighttime feast. See, yeah,
Yeah.
see, water to table, same day,
Hmm.
totally different.
Lynn only
Love,
likes lobsters too. I definitely have never had that. Yeah.
nor have I. Yeah.
Hmm.
Let's see
That's
your
probably
show and
most of our
tell.
problem, as we probably just haven't had good seafood.
Well, we probably haven't because,
Yeah.
it's not like it's coming in fresh here in Idaho. This is not.
No. No. Okay, so I want to show you this skull that we printed. It's
Thing
called the
is,
Skull of Skulls because the whole thing is skulls.
that is really
Isn't that
cool. Also
trippy?
terrifying.
Yeah, the Skull of Skulls. Well, we're getting ready to do these witches markets all summer long.
Oh,
And
yeah.
the store itself is our old store, Healing Hands, that we used to own, that our
Right.
dear friend Terry bought. And her clientele is pretty goth. And so we decided to do a few, skulls and stuff like that, more gothic pieces, because some of her clientele will love them.
They
Yeah.
will. They
So
absolutely will. Yeah.
anyway,
Welcome, Lauren. Definitely better late than never.
and
Uh,
then,
Lana, you
yeah,
as well. Glad you're here. Hey, Candy Cane.
yes,
Nice to have you here as well.
you're not all that late. I mean, we were late too.
We were a couple minutes. Yeah.
And then I want to show you these cute candle holders. So there's
I
a
love
set of three. This
those.
puppy's going to make this a little bit hard, but there's a
They're
set of
really
three.
cute.
And they're just cool. And the bottoms of them are a Triskelion.
Are just kind. Yeah, that's cool.
Isn't that cool?
Right,
And then
Renee? The skull is cool, but a little scary looking. I agree. I find
ominous.
little,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, a little terrifying. Hey, Laura,
Mm-hmm.
welcome. Glad you're here.
Somebody will really love it. But
Mhm.
yeah,
Somebody will.
I'm, yeah, for sure. But anyway, that's all. That's what I had.
Nice. I like it. Well, today is really a very much a show and tell day. We're going to be talking
Yeah.
about crystals today. And one of the reasons we're talking about crystals is because I just launched my very own crystal store. And you guys know, because we talk about stones all the time, I am a huge rock nerd. I love stones, and I have really missed selling stones, talking about stones, that kind of thing. So I'm going to be doing all kinds of stuff over on TikTok, videos and live streams and stuff about different stones and working with crystals. And I'll be talking about those things some here. But I wanted, because you guys are our favorite people, and I wanted to share my store very first with you. So my store is, I'm going to put it in the chat, but it's also on the banner on the video. It is ehcrystals.com.
Awesome.
And I created a very special coupon code just for you all. Oh, yes, Laura, you do have a mala I made for you. That's so cool. ehcrystals.com is live now, and there is a promo code over there called Psychic Hour, and it's a 10% discount. And so feel free to use that. Please go check out my store, and we're going to talk about crystals and kind of what we like to use and why. We're going to talk about a bunch of stuff today, but I'm going to talk about some things that and why I like to use them, and then you'll find similar things over there on the store. And you know, I'm always going to be adding new things.
Well, and if you want one of Christy's gorgeous malas, they are actually over in the Etsy store.
They are, yes. There are a bunch of my malas in Katie's Etsy store.
Yeah. So if you want a mala, Laura has a beautiful one. I have several beautiful ones too. And
Me too.
You do want a mala.
Yeah, malas are a lot of fun. They're prayer beads, and it's something that I love to make. I've made tons and tons of them. But a simplified version of them. This is my easiest go-to how to get some crystals in my life every day, and that is bracelets.
Yeah.
So if you can see all my stretchy bracelets, this is Carnelian. This is, sorry, I'm doing this wrong. Where's the camera? Okay, Carnelian, blue goldstone. This is a Jasper. This is Prenite. This is a Botswana agate, and this is a pink Botswana agate. So
nice.
That's one of my favorites. You want a mala, but you'll settle for Bruno. I think Bruno is on the Etsy store or in my crystal shop. So you might need to settle for a mala. I'm sorry.
I let some little girls hold Bruno today at the park. Don't worry.
Oh, yeah?
He never touched the ground, but he did get out of the car for a minute. Oh. And they said to their mom, "Mom, can we adopt him?" And she's like, "Well, no, honey, because this lady just adopted him." And they were like, "Oh, can we adopt him?"
He's not up for adoption. Thank you.
So funny. But thanks to Bruno, I'm currently not rocking any bracelets because
he'd choose on it probably, huh?
And I have a wooden mala that I've been wearing quite a bit lately, and they won't leave it alone. So no bracelets for this guy for a while.
Well, I like to wear stones because then I don't forget to carry them with me. Like they're just there always. Yeah. And the way that stones work, crystal healing works, is that you need the stones to come into contact with your body. Really to do you some good. And so wearing them, and so on my store there's tons of bracelets because that's one of my favorite things is all these just little gemstone bracelets of all different kinds that you can swap out. I made a bunch recently. I have a giant like glass bowl full of them. I'm always picking something. And I pick stones based on kind of what I feel like I'm needing today. Like working on that website, I needed some creativity. And so I'm wearing Carnelian because Carnelian is a sacral chakra stone and it's really good for creativity. It helps boost creativity. But I also need some grounding because, well, I always need some grounding. And so this is just a Jasper. It's a Jasper from like Cherry Creek or something like that. They all have names from their locations, but Jasper is a great earth energy grounding stone. So I'm wearing that. I always wear my Prenite because my Prenite is known as the healer stone. And so all people that work as healers, which y'all know I do, should wear Prenite because it's a good stone for you as a healer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, Bianca. I like wearing stones as jewelry too because sometimes it's just inconvenient to carry them in your bra. And Lynn says, yeah, because they fell out of my bra at work. You we used to own a metaphysical store.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't even tell you the hundreds of times a woman leaned over to pick something up in the store and all their crystals fell out of their bra on the floor. It happened all the time.
But there is something that feels so good about having crystals in your bra.
Right. There really is. Well, it just feels good to have stones up against your body, up against your skin. And that's because we benefit from their vibration that way.
Yeah.
Bianca, you read Aaron's mind. Aaron's got the same issue. Hey, PJ, welcome, and welcome, Aaron. It's nice to have you all here.
Our mom used to use medical tape and tape flat crystals to specific chakras and just wear them all day like that.
Yeah, she did. And that's totally a thing you can do. Use some kind of first aid tape or something. You can tape chakras tape them right to you. Lynn, you wear hematite every day. Hematite's a great grounding and protection stone.
Mm-hmm.
So having them, I've been wearing this around my neck since I got it last week. It is a piece of blue chalcedony, and I just think it's so pretty. And it has this little wrap at the top so you can wear it. It's this, I'll tell you, I'm real picky about, I want my stones to be smooth because I like to rub them with my thumb and play with them in my hand. And I don't like anything that's going to be scratchy for that reason, because that's another way that you activate a crystal is by rubbing it with your fingers.
Yeah.
I thought this piece of blue chalcedony was so pretty, and now I can't stop messing with it. So I sort of wear it and hold it all day. But hey, I can't lose it because it's around my neck.
It's tied to you. That seems like actually a very good plan. Yeah.
Yeah. Renee has lots of bracelets that are stone. Yeah, see? It's one of the ways to go. It's really...
It really is.
Really a cool way. I'll tell you why also. Because I got in big trouble years ago. I used to, I do. I also often always have 2 or 3 stones in my pocket. They're everywhere for me. So one time our dryer,
I know where this is going. Yep.
Yeah. Our dryer quit working. Like it just wouldn't turn anymore. Like it wasn't. And honestly, we were kind of broke at the time. And so instead of getting it fixed, we just went to a laundromat for a while until we could afford to get it fixed. And it was just, Rhonda was so perturbed about what could possibly be, why would that dryer not turn anymore? That's so weird. Well, she got in there messing around one day and discovered a little piece of clear quartz, a clear quartz point was jammed in there in the drum. And popped it out. Guess what? The dryer wasn't broken anymore. So I'm kind of regularly being reminded to check my pockets and make sure I'm not sending any of my stones through the laundry because, turns out that can cause some real problems with your dryer.
Yeah.
Deb, does it matter if crystals are natural or man-made? Well, it depends on what you're going to use them for. I prefer natural. Because that energy came from the earth. That crystal developed in the earth with all of the minerals and the energies around it that I feel like we benefit from. There's wisdom in that. There is a purity, though, to the man-made stones that I don't mind it. My wedding ring is man-made, if you can see it. It's a white sapphire that is colored to look like a champagne topaz. And I adore it. And his jewelry, I love it. So it kind of depends, Deb, but for healing purposes and to really reap the benefits of stones, I absolutely do think that the natural ones are better. Renee, we'll see. Maybe here in a minute, we'll take a look and see if we can figure out where your favorite turquoise bracelet went.
It's in the couch or a chair or bedding. It's in fabric.
Like stuck down somewhere. A little like my quartz point was in the dryer. Bianca, a few weeks ago, I posted in the Facebook group about a stone that gave my friend nightmares when she wore it to bed. Why does that happen? Well, it depends on what the stone is. But there are stones, like, for example, the stone kyanite, which is a blue stone. It's an astral projection stone. And so it is a stone that will disturb your sleep. Yeah, there you go. There's a beautiful chunk of kyanite.
Yeah. You
don't want to sleep with kyanite in your bedroom.
No.
So, Bianca, if you can, tell us what stone was it? So Either it's a stone that activates your brain and shouldn't be in your bedroom, or it's a stone that needs to be cleared. Because if stones absorb and pick up and attract energy and hold energy, and so they need to be cleared on a regular basis. And so it's one of those two things. Or it could just be a stone that does not resonate with your friend vibrationally. I've talked about this on here before, but I hate moldavite. I don't wear moldavite. It makes me feel terrible. And I actually don't like any of the tektites, like any of the meteorite stones. I do not like their energy. And if I wore something like that to bed, I would probably have nightmares because it just doesn't jive with my energy. So Bianca, it's probably one of those three things. But if you can, tell us what the stone is, and that will help us to know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So Katie, what do you like to do with stones? Hey, Kay, welcome. Hey, Gigi, welcome.
Hey, Kay. I mean, like a billion things, but and I usually wear stone jewelry too, but like I said, with the puppies right now, that's a hard pass. But and I have a huge dish of crystals on my dresser, but then of course my office is, I hate to say littered with them, but littered with them. So I do use kyanite. That's why I brought it to show. I do use kyanite in sleep sometimes. So one of my gifts is has to do with sleep and like astral traveling in sleep. And sometimes if I feel like there's something specific, like I'll give you an example. Years ago, someone I knew's son, someone I knew's, that seems wrong. Someone I knew, Z's son, that's still wrong. I don't know. This guy I knew, his son, his like late teenage son, got hit by a train in his car, and like really muffed him up. Like it's a miracle he lived through it. He actually ended up with a railroad spike in his head. Horrible, horrible injuries. And the first few days were actually the first 2 weeks were so touch and go. It was a miracle that he lived. And he's permanently disabled from, from all of his injuries. Actually, he's bounced back pretty damn good, honestly. But anyway, during that time, and I've done this before for other people when they were sick or injured, especially when things were like really dire. When I go to sleep at night, I'll set my intention that I'm going to spend my night sitting in their room, giving them energy work or doing, whatever.
Sure.
And so if I'm going to do that, then usually a piece of kyanite comes to bed with me because it does assist in astral travel. And so otherwise a kyanite can't go to bed with me, or I'll wake up every day feeling like I didn't sleep. Because when you do travel like that all night, when you wake up the next morning, you feel like you have been working hard all night because you have. Yeah. And so if I, so it's intentional for me, but that's just one of those times. Like for 2 weeks, I went to that kid's bedside every night. Mm-hmm. Especially there were some nights where it was like, we don't think he'll live through the night. And then he did. And anyway, but I've done that lots of times, but that was one that's always stuck out to me. It's like, I've never met this boy. And I had this feeling, I'm like, one of these days I'm going to meet this kid and he'll be like, I swear I know you.
That would be really cool. Mm-hmm. That would be really cool.
You do. But I have on my desk always, I have a little selenite. It's not quite a worry stone, but it's just a little palm stone. And I've used it like a worry stone. And so selenite has such a great hand feel. Mm-hmm. And so it's always on my desk and a lot of times in my hand when we're recording and, when I'm working and other things, partly because selenite's known as the great transmuter. So when I'm working with clients doing energy work, especially people that have got some really heavy stuff, which, to be real, people don't call me when their lives are going great. They call me when their lives are effed up and they need some help.
Right.
And so it works for me. I like to have a selenite because it just helps me to clear out their stuff, Mm-hmm. And actually, it's making me laugh looking around my desk just how much selenite is on this desk. It is crazy. And in this room.
Look what I have. That's a huge selenite lamp.
Mm-hmm. I have one too it's not in this room though. It's in the living room. But I bought these. We went to a cool crystal store on Saturday.
We did.
And I bought these. It's wrapped in plastic, so don't mind that. But I think that my little CNC lathe will carve on these. So I bought a couple to practice because I could carve like the chakra symbols into it, or even a saying, or,
Oh,
whatever.
I'm on the
So
wrong desk, or I would show you I have a piece that's like that.
yes, I've seen them, and I think that I can make them. So
Mm-hmm.
as soon as I have some spare time, I'm going to figure it out.
Give it a
But I'll
go.
need some help from Scott too, and so I'm trying to, you know. But I also keep a lot of times I will keep some petrified wood on my desk.
Ooh, ooh, that's a great piece too.
Isn't that a pretty piece? This is
Mhm.
Scott. Scott loves petrified wood. He always, when you go to a crystal store, you always kind of gravitate to certain things,
Mhm.
and for me, it's labradorite. I have so much labradorite, it's just stupid.
Well, it used
And
to be amethyst. It was
yeah,
like that was all you ever bought.
yeah, I do love it. And I have a lot of amethyst too. But
Me too.
anyway, but it's a good grounding stone. But it's also
Mhm.
a really good stone for me to really tap into my ancestors and my roots. I think that's perfect for petrified wood. So I usually keep
Mhm.
petrified wood close by. But now I have to show you my piece of amethyst that's been on my desk for a while now that I think is just super freaking cool. It's carved. It's a
Oh
fairy.
yeah,
Isn't that neat?
it is. So
Yeah.
that looks like a ring over her
Hmm.
wings. So
Yeah.
pretty.
There will forever and always be amethyst on my desk. Always.
Oh yeah, me too.
But I bought a new piece in the crystal store the other day, besides those selenites. I bought a palm stone, an apatite, blue apatite palm stone.
Ooh,
Isn't that pretty?
nice.
I love
Mhm.
it. I've wanted some blue apatite for a long time, and I have some little pieces, but I haven't had a big piece. So, anyway, now I have one. But,
Awesome.
amongst lots of other things. But a lot of times for me, it's just having it here. I do have a big carnelian palm stone here too that I'll hang on to and just
Is it
use
like
when I'm
this one?
writing. It's a lot like that one. Here, reach it.
That's funny. We both love carnelian.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, that's beautiful.
I bought this piece in West Yellowstone last year. I found a rock shop in West Yellowstone that does not know their worth. And
Oh,
I paid $8 for that.
that's beautiful.
That's unheard of, especially in West Yellowstone. That's a tourist town, but $8? I
Yeah,
couldn't
that's a
buy it
great deal.
fast enough. But
Mhm.
they had a whole bin of them. But anyway, I was amazed. But anyway, so it depends. But the carnelian for me, because I do write a lot, I write the daily reading and channel it. And so I like to have carnelian on hand for that. I do a
Mhm.
lot of graphic art stuff and I publish a magazine once a week. And so there's always a lot of writing and stuff that goes along with that. So I need
Yeah.
that because, man, I get blocked creatively sometimes in a way that
Mhm.
I can hardly spoon thick sludge out of my brain, to put some stuff together.
You just need a little carnelian to help with that.
Right? It really helps. So those are a few things. I did bring a smoky amethyst just for fun.
Oh yeah,
That is a smoky amethyst from
smoky.
Crystal Park, Montana.
I have so many pieces of it, and I could have 500 more and still not
Me
have enough.
too. It is the coolest stuff.
It
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
awesome. So Bianca says that they think her friend's necklace is green kyanite.
Oh,
So ding ding ding, we have a winner. Just tell her not to
there
wear
you
it to
go.
bed. Just
Yeah,
don't
it's
wear
not
it
a
to bed.
nighttime stone.
Yeah.
No. However, what it really means is that she's leaving her body
Hmm.
and going to scary places. So
Hmm.
essentially, is she safe? Yes. But is she experiencing things that are freaking her out? Yeah. And
Yeah.
so, what one thing she might do is get a dark stone and put under her bed. So, an
Yeah, like a big chunk of
obsidian.
obsidian or something.
Yeah. Hey, Gret. Yep. Things like that that just help you to,
To
you
stay
know,
grounded and in
stay
your
grounded and stay in your body. That's really important. Yeah.
yeah. Lauren says, are there any crystals that should never be together? No. I don't know where this
Not
comes
that I
from, but
know of. Yeah.
I've heard this from people before. If you feel like if you're holding two stones and you feel like, maybe I shouldn't have both of these, then don't. But I mean, are there stones that like literally fight against each other and stuff? No,
No.
there are not.
However, keeping pieces of selenite and pieces of citrine amongst all of your other crystals help to keep them clear because they are both self-clearing.
Yep, for
So,
sure.
or you can buy like the citrine, or sorry, the selenite plate that you put your stones on at night because it just
Mm-hmm.
it clears them.
Yep.
So there's some great ways to incorporate some crystals in that make you, make your life easier. But yeah, I know I've heard this before too, and I don't know. I've never heard of anything that shouldn't. I've never had any myself that I felt like shouldn't be together. But
No,
it's an interesting thought, though.
there's a lot of mythology around metaphysical stuff that are these hard
Yes.
and fast rules. Don't do this, don't do that. No,
Hmm.
go with what feels right to you. And as long as you're doing that, then you're fine.
Hmm. Aaron, look for some smoky amethyst from Crystal Park, Montana. That's the best smoky amethyst we have ever seen. Is from Crystal
Mm-hmm.
Park, Montana.
There's
Or
some
or go to
from,
Montana and dig it yourself. It costs $5 to plant,
yep, it does.
and that's it.
Oh, I'm trying to remember. There's another, like a Middle Eastern country that also has smoky amethyst because I've been seeing it all over Instagram, but I can't remember the
Uh-huh.
name of the country. Yeah.
That's very
I
cool.
want to get some in my store. I don't have any smoky amethyst yet, but I am working on that.
Awesome.
Yeah. So I'm gonna Katie, what do you think? Erin says I started a new endeavor learning how to garden from my mother, and I found a big quartz crystal. Does this crystal want to communicate anything? What do you think?
Like digging in your garden, you found it? Is that what she's saying?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I would leave it there.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that's a great, hey, Anne. I feel like that's a great affirmation for you that you're on the right track. But also, crystals are amazing in your gardens. So, if I were you, once your garden's planted, I wouldn't bury it again. I would leave it out so that it can be soaking up the sun and soaking up the moon and doing its work in your garden. But I would take it as that, Aaron, that you're on the right track and that this crystal wants to be here. That's
Mm-hmm.
super cool.
That is that I love that.
I put
Uh,
crystals in my house plants quite a bit. In fact,
yeah,
well,
quartz
you won't
points.
be surprised. I have a lot of selenite in my plants too, which is not advised if you want it to look nice because it's going to get muffed
Gets
up
kind of
from your water
etched.
over time.
Yeah,
Yeah, but I don't care. They're just raw pieces.
sure.
But yeah.
Yeah. So, Pamela, a good crystal for focus and for staying calm. I've got a lot of new processes to learn at work. One great stone, I don't have any, I'm on my wrong desks. My other desk is full of stones, would be fluorite. Fluorite is a great stone for
Mm.
focus and concentration. But for calm, I would get a piece of green, uh,
Fluorite.
no,
Oh.
calcite. I just totally lost the
Oh.
word. Green calcite is an awesome calming stone. And some
Mhm.
fluorite for the concentration.
Nice.
Yeah. Welcome, Anne. Welcome, Gret. Lynn says, I look at my stones and wear whatever I feel I should for the day. Yes, me too. It's so much about your intuition and what feels right to you that day, or maybe what you're doing that day that you could use some support in.
Yeah.
Oh, Moonbeam. If I left crystals in my garden, our dogs would dig them up and make us chase them around to get them back. They definitely have a sense of humor. Yeah, they do. Yeah, they do.
That's awesome.
Lana is just now starting to collect some stone jewelry. You're
Hmm.
allergic to metals. You know what? Me too. I can wear sterling silver, and that's about it. And so that is the other reason that I love just wearing like just plain, stretchy bracelets, because there's no nickel-based metal in them
Hmm.
to give me a rash, because I will definitely get one.
Hmm.
So that's awesome, Lana.
On Moonbeam's comment,
Mm-hmm.
years ago we had a house that we'd cleared that we had put and they had a lot of like elemental and fairy type activity at this house. And usually when we do a house clearing, we'll lay a little crystal grid there too and put some crystals in all four corners of their property. And the homeowner kept waking up in the morning to having these crystals, which it's okay if they get moved. It's not a big deal, but it was just funny because she'd wake up to have them like on the back porch or stacked in a flower pot and stuff, like places she never put them. And they weren't stealing them, but they were moving them around. It was so
Yeah.
entertaining. It went on all summer.
I think that is funny.
Mm-hmm.
Well, elementals do like crystals.
Mm-hmm. I love them.
It's,
Yeah.
it's a higher vibrating energy. Crystals are also, well, I have a custom bracelet option on the crystal store. I don't right now. I may. Um, if I feel like I'm to a point where I can actually be doing the beading. I'm not doing the beading for what I have now. But it's a thought because I do love to bead.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Um, the thing about crystals, and I think this is something important to just consider. So, a stone, this is a piece of labradorite, vibrates at a certain
Yeah.
rate, right? It's a rock. It stays the same. It doesn't change vibration.
Right.
We, as human beings, we are a variable vibration. So, you all know what that means. We vibrate high some days, feel good and positive and connected, and other days lower, not as good,
Yeah.
disconnected. So, one of the things that happens when you wear a stone or you hold a stone is a variable vibration has a tendency to want to entrain or sync up to a fixed vibration.
Yeah.
So, we will match the vibration of the stone.
Mm-hmm.
And, I'm sure lots of you are talking about that you love stones. You've probably picked up a stone, sort of felt it vibrate a little bit or sort of buzz in your hand. Then you felt better. Then you're like, I need to buy this stone because this is the right one for me. You
Mm-hmm.
just synced up to the vibration of that stone and it made you feel better because
Mm-hmm.
instead of fluctuating like we humans tend to, we will settle into the vibration of the stone.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And that's another reason I love palm stones. And I
Yes.
know you do too, Katie. So a
Mm-hmm.
stone like this that's flat and
Mm-hmm.
smooth that you can hold in your hand, like this labradorite, is a great palm stone. It's a super way to handle anxiety, is to hold a palm stone and rub it with your thumb, interact with the energy of the stone can be very calming.
Mm-hmm.
I
Oh,
used
most
to
definitely.
Yeah, I used to work in a group foster home and I had a bunch of little worry stones of different kinds of quartz in my desk. And when kids would come in and talk about, being nervous about a test or getting, having anxiety, I would give them palm stones or
Yeah.
worry stones.
Yeah.
And I can't tell you how many of them I had to replace because they gave it to a friend or they dropped it on the playground or whatever, but they
Mhm.
didn't want to be without their
Yeah.
worry stone. So I used to give those out to kids all the time. And it was such a fun way to introduce them to, hey, a rock can actually make you feel better.
Mm-hmm. You know, you make me think about something that happened in our store one time, and it led me down a different path. So I'll say two things about it. Pendulums.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't have one in front of me. I'm sorry.
I don't
Usually,
either.
well, I have one in front of me, but it's not a. It's crystal. It's glass. But
Oh,
anyway, it's crystal glass. Anyway, but we always had stone pendulums in our store, and different pendulums work differently. Like, for example, I always had an angelite pendant that was amazing for relationship stuff,
mm-hmm.
and different pendants that were or pendulums that were better for other things. So, you just kind of, if you use pendulums, you kind of get to know like which ones are better for various things. But we had a customer who got caught at school and got in trouble for using a Ouija board at school. She was
Oh,
in middle school.
right. Yeah.
And she and her friends out on the playground at lunchtime, they had been stealing off to a corner of the playground and using a Ouija board. And that had people all kinds of upset and pissed off. And so, of course, they were banned from using the Ouija board. One of the parents, took it and threw it away. Well, they made a new one out of paper and got in trouble for playing with that at school. And so finally, mom said to her, Why? Why is this so important to you? Like, why can't you just knock it off?
Yeah.
And she said, Because it's helping me feel my spirits around me. And she went, Oh, okay. Because Ouija really isn't It's not safe for various reasons. Like, it's just not advised.
Mhm.
And especially for kids who don't know what they're doing. Like, it's not good. But anyway, so she brought her into us. Like, okay, so help her feel her spirits. Like, what do we need to do? Mama, not metaphysical at all. No idea.
Mm-mm.
Just actually, she's a little girl I sat years ago. I know her mom, whatever. Anyway, so we taught her how to use the pendulum. And she picked it up really quick and was using it really well. So the next week, this dad comes in with this cute little girl. I mean, these kids were like, what, maybe 12, maybe a little less.
Mhm.
And he looks so out of his element, it's not even funny. He kind of looks like he'd like to just disappear into the floor with this really timid little girl. And they both just kind of walk in the door and just sit there and stare at me. I'm like, hi, can I help you guys? And they just both, she's just deer in the headlights. And he's kind of looking at her and he finally goes, well, I don't know. Tell her. And she's like, I'd like to buy a rock that has a spirit in it. I was like, the hell? So I'm like, a rock with a spirit in it. And I sat there for a minute and then I realized it and I said, oh, wait a minute. You are, then I named her friend. I said, you're so and so's friend. And she said, yeah. And I said, okay, I know what you want. So we hooked her up with a pendulum and we taught her how to use it. And how many do you think? Maybe 6 pendulums that week we sold to
That
little
week,
girls?
like every day, there was a new
Mhm,
little junior high girl in needing, or
mhm,
middle school girl in needing. My
mhm.
friend bought a crystal in here, and I need what? It was the
Uh-huh.
cutest
But
thing.
the rock with the spirit in it absolutely killed me. It was so funny and cute. And they were all kind of calling it something like that.
Yeah,
Anyway, they all got their pendulums, by God.
they did.
So funny.
That was so great though, because yeah, it was like all of a
Mhm.
sudden there was a huge run on pendulums.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we couldn't keep them in, man.
No.
We were staffing the whole middle school.
So moonbeam for you, it would be fluorite. Okay, so fluorite is a great one for focus and study and that kind of thing. So get yourself a piece of
Mhm,
fluorite, keep it in your pocket, hold it in your hand when you feel nervous, and let that energy help to calm you and help to focus you, so
mhm,
that you can you're trying to study for a license that you need for your career. Oh, and you've already failed the test before. Yeah, and so that creates so much anxiety around it. But a piece
mhm.
of fluorite will help.
Yep. Well, and to build on that, use rosemary.
Yes.
Rosemary is there are studies that show that using rosemary, the scent of rosemary, so you can actually like grow rosemary in your house and eat it and, use whole rosemary, but you can also just diffuse rosemary essential oil. But there have been some studies that showed that using rosemary while studying improved memory by 65%. 65%.
That is
And if
crazy.
your memory is like mine, well, we did all the help we can get. So
So glad I don't have to do
anyhow,
any of those things anymore, because I don't think I could.
I know, me too. But at any rate, so get you some rosemary oil and diffuse it and get your fluorite and pass your test. You can do it.
You absolutely can do it. Yeah. Yeah, but that would be a great combination of things to help.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. What else have I got sitting here? Oh, okay. So this is silver sheen obsidian. So you can
Ooh,
see that sheen in there. So obsidian is volcanic glass.
yeah.
And we love obsidian because we live where we live. We're right outside the Yellowstone super volcano. Okay.
Mhm.
So there's obsidian everywhere here.
Yeah.
We, as kids, we were constantly picking up obsidian all over the
Mhm.
ground. So we've had all different kinds of obsidian. I love it. It's a very grounding, supportive stone.
Mhm.
And depending on the way that it cools, sometimes it gets a sheen like that. So that's a silver
Mhm.
sheen. There's gold
That's
sheen.
amazing.
There's rainbow. Yeah, there you see. That's a rainbow
Mhm.
obsidian piece.
They cut the rainbow obsidian pieces into hearts, and then it'll bring out the heart it'll make it look like a heart
Yeah.
in the reflection of it, or not a
Yeah, the
reflection.
way it diffused.
Yeah. Oh my
It's
gosh, they're so cool.
so
Why don't I
cool.
have one of those?
I do not know.
Well, get one in your store so I can order it for God's sake.
I do have a rainbow obsidian bracelet in there, and I
Ooh.
do have gold sheen obsidian hearts. So they're like this,
Oh,
only the sheen is a little bit gold rather than a little bit silver.
okay.
I adore obsidian of all kinds. It is such a
Mhm.
comforting, grounding stone that just really, it's just very supportive. Also, it's glass. It is super smooth
Mhm.
and just feels really good in your hands.
Mhm.
So I love to wear it and also to carry it with me.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. Gret says, I have to work with someone on some days whose energy vibrates very different from me. I do not wish to feel his energy when he loses his temper. Are
I'll
there
bet.
stones that help empaths be shielded from this type of thing?
Mhm.
Yes, selenite. Yep.
Mhm.
Selenite would be a great one. And Gret, you can get, like in my store, I have these little selenite towers that are like this tall. They sort of just look like a sculpture. You just sit it on your desk. It's a
Mhm.
great protective clearing stone that
Yeah.
would be really helpful. Um, you got a rainbow one. Oh, cool.
Nice.
Um, let's see. Then also you might want like a piece of obsidian or a piece of black tourmaline
Mhm.
as a protective stone also. Those would be the
That's what
two
I was
stones.
thinking. The upstairs downstairs combo. You know,
Yes,
you
yeah,
have the
yeah.
high
The
vibrating selenite doing the clearing, and then
yeah,
you've got the downstairs work, the black tourmaline doing the grounding. Yeah.
yep. Yeah, absolutely. So get those two things. Those are easy things to come by, Gret, and they will help a lot. Yeah, selenite cubicles for work. I know. Can't they just make cubicles out of selenite? It would be great. Selenite is probably the
Mhm.
very best stone to have in your workplace because it's just constantly clearing. We
Yeah.
used to have,
Good
bye
to see
Laura,
you,
thanks for being
Laura.
here. We used to have a woman that owned a hair salon that would come in
Mhm.
and buy these little selenite towers, and she had them all over in her salon because she had all these different people. Oh yes, you're a nurse, you can carry them in your pockets. Yes, you
Yes.
can. Yeah, just
Mhm.
get little pieces, carry them in your pocket. She would sit the selenite all over because you know how when you go into a hair salon, people just sort of tell all their problems to their hair person.
They
We
slime you. Yeah.
Yeah, we know our dad was a barber, and it used to happen to him too. So she would
Uh-huh.
put these little selenite towers all over in her salon to keep the energy clear in there. I thought it was so smart.
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah. It makes a whole lot of sense. But yeah, people like massage therapists, hairdressers, people you work right in people's space, like sacred space, like up in your crown, especially. So
Mm.
it just opens the
Well, or
door.
like mental health people,
Oh
counselors,
yeah.
doctors, that kind of thing. Another great one to keep things clear. But yeah, Gret, that'll help you a lot because that's hard when you have to be around people that don't vibe with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, especially if there's like angry outbursts, it sounds like there are, and that just knocks you
Ugh.
off your unicorn. That sucks. That's awful.
Yeah, knocks you off your unicorn. Yep.
Well,
Yeah,
it does.
I know. Me too. Yeah, it's a great one for shielding. Actually, another one to help with anger is also fluorite. We've said fluorite several times,
Hmm.
but fluorite is a great one for absorbing anger. So that would be another one.
Yeah. Yeah, it would.
Yeah.
That's an awesome one.
Lynn has selenite in her bedroom and bathroom. Nice.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's a great one. I have a lot of it around my house too.
Well, to tread into, a little more sensitive waters, selenite or good clearing and grounding stones in your bathroom make a lot of sense because you're clearing in there, you're eliminating in there, you're
Right.
cleansing in there. And so crystals in there make sense. I used to put crystals in the bathtub all the time for that reason that you're clearing. You might as well do some clearing while you're at it, right? Of your spirit.
It's true. It's very true. Thank you, Gret. We're so happy to have you here.
Yeah.
Here, so I I don't have very many pieces that are like super big because I prefer hand sized everything.
Hmm.
This is a piece of rhodonite. It's a rhodonite heart. And I love this one for like relationship and heart chakra things. It just feels
Mhm.
so good. And that's one of the things that you just want to hold your stones up to your body and see what it feels like.
Mhm.
An easy way to get to know a stone and kind of a feel for what works for you, and somebody mentioned this, is to hold it in your heart and do a little meditation and just let the stone communicate with you.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Mhm. And
You'll learn a
even if
lot about that stone.
yeah. Well, and even if you don't, receive communication that you are cognizant of, don't worry about it.
Yeah.
There's so many subtle energies around crystals that are just doing their work upon you.
Hmm.
You will occasionally encounter a stone you don't like too.
Yeah,
That happens. And if you
it
don't like the
does.
energy of a stone, stay away from it.
Yeah, that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. There's this weird theory out there that if you don't like it because something you really need. No, I don't think so. We all vibrate at different rates, and we're going to resonate with some vibrations and not with others, and that's
Hmm.
okay. There isn't a thing wrong with that.
Hmm.
And you
For
don't
sure.
have to get out into the really exotic stuff unless you're a huge nerd like I am. Like I just want to own one piece of everything, which is never going to happen. But, that's sort of my goal. But it doesn't have to be like that. You can have two or three or four kinds of stones that you like. And if that's all you like, that's
Hmm.
okay.
Or if you just pick up a stone along the path where you're hiking or walking or in a parking lot or whatever, and it just feels like
Right?
it's supposed to be yours, go
Take
with
it.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They don't always have to be beautiful or perfect. Um, Cutting stones does not hurt the energy of them. Polishing them does not hurt the energy. The thing that
Mhm.
hurts the energy of stones is radiation. And
Mhm.
some stones, and especially a lot of like high quality fine jewelry, those stones have been irradiated. They're essentially dead. They're there to be beautiful. But do you really feel anything from them or get energy from them? Probably not,
Mhm.
because they use radiation to burn impurities out of stones
Mhm. And
or
draw
to
out the
change the
color.
color.
Yeah.
Yeah, darken the color or change the color. Like,
Mhm.
those great big citrine cathedrals, like you see the big amethyst cathedrals, they're
Yeah.
like a big amethyst geode. Well, the citrine ones, those are also amethyst. They've just been heated until they turn yellow.
Yeah.
Citrine is actually pale yellow. It's
Mhm.
not that deep orangey yellow.
Yeah.
So, you want to be kind of careful and know what you're getting, because weirdly, there's a lot of fraud in stones.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
and
Or
we
like
learned,
cherry quartz. Have you ever seen cherry quartz?
or
That's
strawberry quartz.
glass. Or
Yeah,
strawberry quartz. That's
it's
glass.
glass.
Yeah.
Hmm. Well, and a lot of, if you ever find turquoise that's cheap, yeah, it's not turquoise. It's either howlite or magnesite that's been dyed to
Mhm.
look like turquoise. There's a lot
Yeah.
of that out there.
Well, or
You can get deeply into
moldavite.
it if you want. Yeah, or
Yeah.
moldavite. Yeah,
The fraud in moldavite is insane.
yeah,
Moldavite happened in Czechoslovakia.
right,
It's a meteorite that crashed in Czechoslovakia. There's only so much moldavite that we're ever going to have in the world,
right.
but it's this dark green glassy stone that's wavy on the surface. And
Hmm.
if you don't pay a lot for a tiny chip of moldavite, you have resin, my friend.
Yep,
It's not real. It's very easy to replicate.
it is.
Moldavite itself has a really strong vibration, even a tiny piece that is either people love it or they hate it.
Yeah,
But
like me.
most you just have to be really, really careful with moldavite because so much of it is fraudulent.
Hmm.
So I actually discourage people from buying it at all
Well, because
for
you
that
never are
reason.
for sure what you're getting.
No.
And that's one reason, because I love this stuff and I love stones. That's one reason why I decided I was going to, do an online store, because I want to sell you stuff that I know for sure is what it says it is and is
Yeah.
good quality and is not
Yeah.
fake. Because I hate that. That just,
Hmm.
it's such a weird thing to me. I guess people will make money however they can make money, but
Yep.
it
Yep.
is something just to kind of be aware of, is that there is some fraud out there. So don't
Hmm.
be afraid to question things.
Hmm.
Send us a picture if you want, and we'll help you figure out if something's real or not.
Well, and truly, if the price seems too good to be true, it's probably
It is.
fake.
The
Yeah.
other one that gets faked a lot is malachite. Malachite is
Yes.
generally fairly expensive, and there's a lot of fake malachite out there, beads
Mhm.
particularly. Oh, you got a fulgurite this week, Sherry? I love fulgurite.
Ooh.
I have one too. So fulgurite it's like a tube with a hole down the center that's made of
Mhm.
sand, and it is formed when lightning strikes sand.
Yeah.
Isn't that the coolest thing ever?
Really
Yeah,
cool. Yeah.
fossilized lightning. That is exactly what it
Mhm.
is. But the sand fuses into glass, so you have this little glass tube that looks real sandy on the outside of it, and it's a lightning strike.
Mhm. Oh, Pamela, send me a picture of it. Herkimer diamonds look, they're very specific.
They are.
Send me a picture.
And
Send me a couple pictures.
probably your first clue is that it's a big chunk, because if you're going to get a big Herc, you're going to
Mhm.
pay hundreds, if not thousands of dollars for it.
Mhm.
Herkimer diamonds are a type of quartz that come from Herkimer, New York,
Mhm.
and they're double terminated, and they're usually kind of small and squatty. And
Mhm.
if you got a big one that somebody called Herc, it's probably not.
But
Doesn't mean
they
it's
they
not a
have a
great
very
piece of
specific shape,
quartz.
though.
They
Yeah.
do. Yeah, they
They're
have a very
naturally
specific
occurring that
formation.
way. Yeah.
Hmm. Oh yeah, it's
Bucket
one.
list.
Yes, to go to Herkimer, New York,
Mhm.
and do our own. What
Yeah.
can you give a friend who is very stressed out? I would recommend a piece of calcite. Blue or pink or green calcite are
Mm.
great, or yellow. Calcite is such a calming, peaceful stone. It's a great one
Mhm.
for stress. What do you think, Katie? What else
I
would you use?
Calcite feels like such a kind stone. All
It
of
is.
it. All of it. I love calcite. And the
Mm-hmm.
hand feel, it's kind of waxy. It
Mm-hmm.
just, I love the way it feels.
Yes.
Lily, my first hit, however, with that specific friend was amethyst. But
Oh,
amethyst too is just it's a chill out stone. So
mm-hmm. It
either
is.
way. But yeah, I agree though with calcites. I love just well all of it. Orange cal. Have you guys ever seen orange calcite? You
Oh,
don't
it's so
see it
beautiful.
very often, but oh my god, it's
Or
amazing.
honey calcite. Honey calcite looks like
Honey.
squares of frozen honey, basically. It's
Yeah,
beautiful. But
very cute.
another one, Lillian, I just thought of is ocean jasper. This is a piece of ocean jasper right here.
Hmm.
I love ocean jasper. It's an awesome heart chakra stone. It comes in all different colors.
Hmm.
Um, it would be a great one too.
Yeah.
But any of the calcites, and of course, always selenite, because it is a clearing stone, is going to help clear whatever energy is around that person that might be giving them trouble.
Yeah. Hey, Sheila. Andara crystals. Oh, there's a lot of arguments about Andara crystals. Yes. But
Hmm.
yes, they are really interesting. We've had some.
I think they're fake. I think they're glass. But
Yeah.
that's my personal assessment.
There's a lot of controversy about Andaras. Uh-huh.
There is, but the way that they were found, and the way it's strange. The whole thing is
Mhm.
strange. I mean, they're beautiful, but they to me feel like slag glass, the kind of
Mhm.
glass that they like put in fish tanks and stuff.
Mhm.
That's what they feel like to me. Renee, oh, all my Herkimers are small. Yes, the Herks are generally pretty small. To get a big one, you're going to spend a lot of money on it.
Mhm.
Would be entirely worth it, because I
Oh
love
yeah.
Herkimer diamonds, but
Oh, oh, me too. Hercs are amazing. They are so high vibrating and just feel right. Yeah.
oh, Ivy, I know. Isn't it weird that YouTube has started our notifications are always out late? Like, I scheduled this show like 2 hours early to make sure everybody would get a notification, and still late.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Well, Lillian, if you're getting her something for her birthday, you better get yourself something too.
Well, yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, I know we're about out of time. I just wanted to invite you all to go check out my new shop. It's ehcrystals.com. The EH stands for Eclectic Healer, and that's the name I go by on TikTok. So if you're a TikToker, go find me, Eclectic Healer, and follow me, because I'm already doing lots of stuff over there, but I'm going to start doing videos on crystals and doing some lives on crystals and stuff over there, and talking about stuff I have in my store. I'm really excited about it. So if you're a TikToker, and if you're not, why not? Katie and I are
Truly.
huge TikTok fans, but you don't have to be. But it
Mhm.
is a lot of fun.
We are TikTok whores. We love it. Yeah, we can't get enough
Yeah,
of it.
we do. It's really a lot
Mhm.
of fun, but there's a lot of fun metaphysical and psychic stuff going on in TikTok. I like it
Yeah,
a lot.
yeah.
Oh, you bought a lot of things many years ago from a friend who had a great rock shop. Yeah, you need more. Don't you always?
We always need
Don't
more.
I always?
Always need more. Yeah.
Every time I go in a rock store, Rhonda's like, "Do you need more rocks?
I know,
Am I still alive? Yes."
right? On Saturday, I was like, let's go to a school rock shop. And like, no one needs anything. But we were still there a long time and bought things. You
We
better.
were. Hey, I didn't have this necklace, this blue chalcedony before, and now I do. So
Right?
there you go.
You did need it. You just didn't know.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, there goes Pamela's bank account. Right. Well, you guys, thank you all so much for being here with us tonight. We will be back on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday with new episodes. Case updates next Wednesday and the Psychic Hour next Thursday. And
Yep.
so the Psychic Hour next Thursday, Katie is going to be off doing softball mom stuff.
Mhm.
And my very good friend, Dr. JJ Kelly, is going to be my guest. And you guys do not want to miss JJ. She is hilarious. You think Katie and I are funny and swear a lot? You just wait till you meet my friend JJ. We're going to have a great time. So you're going to not want to miss that.
Yeah.
But yeah, we've just stick with us as always. We've got lots more great stuff coming up.
You bet.
And you know it. We are True Crime Paranormal with the Psychic Sisters. Thanks for being here.
Take care.